What's going on, America? Jericho Green here with you once again. And let's talk about what happened in Miami a couple days ago. Nancy Pelosi, the wicked witch of the West, that nutsack-faced bitch. And look, the skin on her face looks like hell is trying to suck her down, but she keeps fighting it. And her skin is like this. And she keeps fighting it. Eventually, the skin's going to come off and expose the fucking demon that's been living inside of her the whole time. It's just going to come off and she'll be like, this is what I really look like, America. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Then at that point, it would totally make sense. Like, of course, a demon is living inside this fucking archaic fucking skag. Anyway, so Nancy Pelosi, she's at a restaurant in Miami, and she's meeting with some other demo rats. And so some protesters outside, some American protesters of Cuban descent, were gathered out there waiting for her. And as she went inside the restaurant, they were yelling at her. And the dude who was filming it, the most popular footage, this dude's like, look at this piece of shit right here. This fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, Nancy Pelosi. Fuck you. And people are chanting, communism sucks. And I saw some people saying that, you know, this isn't right, whether the left or right does it, and we should take the high road, and harassment in public is never good. And to that, I say, fuck that. That shit was hilarious. Now, Aunt Pearl, aka Maxine Waters, a few months ago was saying that they should harass Trump supporters and members of our government, you know, that are on Trump's side, Republicans, and they should make crowds around them and make them feel uncomfortable and push back against them. Now, that didn't happen. She was outside of a place, walking into some place. People knew she was going to be there. It was a protest. We didn't do it like those assholes did, following them inside the restaurant and not allowing them to eat, you know, with their family. She wasn't with her family. She was with her security team who had guns. They don't want us to have them, but their security teams, oh, they have them. And, you know, they didn't take it to the level of some people on the left. She was still allowed to conduct her business and eat her meal in peace. But outside on the public street, that's a different story. And that was great. I loved it. That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, because the Cuban people, and I'm sure not all of them there came, maybe not all of them came from Cuba, but I'm sure their parents did. Some members of their family may have. And they don't want that. They lived through Castro. They lived through Guevara. They've seen that. They've seen the horrors of communism and socialism. They like it here in America, where new cars come out every year. They like variety, like anybody else does. They like options. This car, that car, these shoes, those clothes, these clothes, this insurance company, that insurance company. The list goes on and on. Food. We like options here. Under communism, there is no option. There's the government. That's it. Now, of course, Nancy Pelosi and her ilk would like it that way, because the only two people that prosper under communism are the rich and or powerful. That's it. They're the ones making all the rules. They're the ones calling all the shots. We're the dummies down here doing what they tell us to do, leaving them in power. They've seen the stories coming out of Venezuela where people are breaking into zoos to eat the animals and buying rotten meat at a discounted price from the butcher because they need to feed themselves and their children. Setting traps to catch pigeons in the park. They've seen that shit. They don't want to live through that. They've heard the horror stories from their family members who did, if they didn't live through it themselves. That's why they take all their worldly possessions, tie a bunch of milk jugs together, and float over here. That's why they risk life and limb to come here. They don't want to go back to that. People say, well, Cuba, look at everything's free and look at the literacy rate. Yeah, everything's free that the government says you can have for free. And what good is your literacy rate if you're too damn hungry to sit there and learn how to read? It doesn't make any sense. The only people that benefit from that are the rich and or powerful. Notice, those are the only people pushing for it. And to America, to the rest of the world is full of hungry babies, and America is the veiny, engorged teat. And they would do anything to get here and get one drop of milk, one drop of that red, white, and blue milk gathering at the tip of the areola. So, we would like to keep it that way. We, the people, would like to keep America, America. But those in power don't, because they know as long as we have the power, they don't have it. And they will do anything to hold on to it. Look at the horde coming up here from Honduras. That's all power play. You mean to tell me they have the means to walk 2,500 fucking miles? I didn't see too many people out there with fucking camping backpacks on. I didn't see too many people pulling wagons and shit full of supplies. But the only people who don't want us to have the power are the ones who want the power for themselves. Now, I hope that this doesn't become a regular thing, because we do need to maintain a certain level of civility on both sides. But really, there shouldn't even be two sides. It should be bosses and employees. I guess that would be the only two sides there should be, because we put them in power or in office. We gave them a job. I don't even like to say in power, because we have the power. Why we don't use it as much as we should, I don't know. But I love to see Nancy Pelosi uncomfortable and ducking inside of that restaurant. That shit was hilarious. Those people out there didn't give a fuck. Dude called her a piece of shit and said, fuck you. Now, what would any of us do if we had a chance to get face-to-face with some of these bastards? With the Cory Bookers, the Kamala Harrises, the Miss Swan from Hawaii, Leatherface, and Senator Whitehouse, the Chuck Schumers, the Feinsteins. What would you say to them if you had a chance to get face to face? If you were within arm's reach, what would you tell them? Would you take the high road? I know I wouldn't. I'd bring a whole lot of fuck yous with me and use every single one of them. So, I don't know. Some people want to take the high road, but boy, I sure like this low road sometimes. It's comfy down here. You know how it is, you guys. Chugging along through my day, being a good American, and I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Follow me on the Twitters, please, @Green_Jericho. I'm Jericho Green, and I'm out.